Jumping to Israel, Netanyahu announced yesterday, Sunday, that on Wednesday he's going to fire the head of Shin Bet. Is there more here than meets the eye? Under Israeli law, according to the Israeli Attorney General, he can only be fired for cause, and Netanyahu has not articulated any cause. This is like firing the head of the FBI.
Yeah, the Shin Bet has several investigations underway against Netanyahu. There is, of course, the years-old corruption investigation that Netanyahu has been working very hard to shape the judicial system so that he would never stand trial. And then there are a series of ongoing investigations related to October 7th and Netanyahu's actions in the aftermath of the initiation of this conflict by Hamas, the failures of leadership that took place. But I think more critically is the one that hardly anybody's talking about. Seymour Hersh has written about it extensively, and that is the absolute violation of law and breach of national security used by Netanyahu in an effort to shape a very politicized argument about the hostages. It was causing him a tremendous amount of political harm to shape that argument in a way that was favorable to him, but in absolute departure from the facts. He misrepresented a document whose secrecy was such that it was kept locked up in a room. Nobody was supposed to acknowledge its existence. He not only revealed its existence, but took the contents of this document and deliberately misrepresented it to spin it as if Hamas was the one responsible for sabotaging a hostage release deal, when in fact it was him all along. And he is now under investigation for lying to the Israeli people and for violating national security by leaking a document he had no authority to leak. And the Shin Bet's the one that's investigating this. So he literally has, I believe he has brought in the Shin Bet guy and say, make this go away. And the Shin Bet guy saying, no, I'm not doing that. I'm doing my job. And so Netanyahu's trying to fire him.
I guess there's no way to know what the political ramifications will be to this. According to Alistair Crook, the Israeli society is deeply divided between the Smotrich Ben Gavirs, who believe that the Old Testament justifies their slaughter, and the more modern liberal Democrats, lowercase d, who believe in equal protection, equal rights, and a true democracy. I don't know how you bridge that gap. I really don't. I don't know how this is going to end.
Well, the Israeli president agrees with you. And, Judge, this isn't a new problem. Prior to October 7th, 2023, there are hundreds of thousands of Israelis in the streets demanding the resignation of Netanyahu as he sought to change Israeli basic law so that he could take political control of the courts so that his corruption case would never go to trial. And, even reserve pilots said, we will never fly again. And the Israeli president came out and said that Israel is on the cusp of a real civil war, not a civil conflict, not civil unrest, a shooting civil war between the opponents of Netanyahu and the supporters of Netanyahu. That was before. And a whole lot's happened since then that has only further torn Israeli society apart. So Israel is literally a nation that, has unbridgeable gaps. And the consequences of this will more than likely be some sort of civil conflict involving armed parties on either side, Jews killing Jews in the Holy Land.